for women, we go through 3 distinct rites of passages during our life. When we transition from a girl into a maiden, and that rite of passage is our first bleed, our first menarche. And then when we transition from our maiden into our mother, which is symbolized through birth, but it can be birth of anything like a business, or a community or anything. If you haven't birthed a child, you still can go through this phase. And then we transition from our mother into our crone, which is marked, and the transition and rite of passage is menopause. These 3 distinct rites of passages are so powerful for women, and yet not ritualized, not celebrated, not really actually talked about in any way. And if you think about all 3 portals, our menarche usually goes unnoticed. Like, I don't know if you've experienced or what your experience was with your first bleed, but it can be done very silent. No one really talks about it. You just get a pad and a tampon, and you learn how to insert a tampon, and let's not talk about it. Just deal with it every month. And we've also been encouraged to not really connect to it in any way. Kind of, find it a little bit disgusting. Just pop some pills if you've got some pain and get on with life. And there's a real disconnection around our period and experiencing our first bleed. And then if you look at birthing as a whole, C-sections are extremely popular and have increased over the years. There's lots of talk around interventions. Birthing in hospital is very much get them in, get them out. There's a lot of, from a medical point of view, being told to trust your doctor and not trust yourself because the doctor knows best. And yes, the hospital is there for a reason. Absolutely. We are in the most amazing time of humanity where we have medical assistance when needed. But this is birth. This is what we've done for since the dawn of time. And this is something that we can create sovereignty and sacredness and tap into our most raw and primal power when we are birthing a child. And then we have our menopause transition, which again doesn't go, there's no real ritual or celebration around the fact that we are becoming the most wisest and powerful part of ourselves as a woman. It's more so rejected, and women don't want to age. They want to stay youthful, because when you're youthful, you are of value and of service to communities and society, and we're not revered to have too much value when we are aging. And you can see this with the whole beauty industry that definitely does tap into our insecurities around aging. And so we really do miss this space and this opportunity to step into our power as women, because we're stepping into our wise woman when we step into our crone archetype. And when you think about also fables and stories, the old woman in stories, like the crone, is always this really old, ugly woman who is cast out of society, and she lives in the woods, or she's a witch, or she's just really isolated from people. And that's how we see her in our head, and that's what we don't want to become. We don't want to be ostracized from our family or our community or whatever. We want to still be a part of the herd. So we try and make ourselves look still valuable, and we do that through beauty and trying to hold on to our youth. So these 3 aspects of a woman, there's so much to be learnt and taught through our maiden, our mother, and our crone, and so much healing to be done for women if you really want to feel your inner power as a woman. And that's what I have done and dedicated a lot of my career to, is helping women tap into each one of these transitions depending on where they are in their womanhood. and to allow them to also teach younger generations about the importance of really finding sacredness and beauty in our bleed every single month, and using it for the benefit of not only ourselves but every relationship that we have around us, with our lovers, with our children, and with society and our communities. So there's a lot to be learned, and there's a lot of good and benefit that you can have by tapping into and learning about these things. And it's something that I'm deeply passionate about, if you can't tell. If you are enjoying and getting value out of this content, please subscribe to my channel. That way I'll be able to keep making free content for you. And if you enjoyed this video, I'll be back very soon with some more content for you.